Greetings, YouTube. About a week ago, I did a video analyzing the best and worst 5-star dungeon crystals, and for the most part, I received positive feedback, even from summoners who said, "Prof, thanks for making this video. I'm sure it helps people, but it doesn't help me, because I can't see the freaking 5-star ones, because I only have like 2 5-stars, or I have 8 5-stars, or I have 0 5-stars. I don't know." So they asked if I could do a 4-star one, and this is the purpose of this video. And for those of you that watched the previous one, thank you for watching it as always. Even though it didn't help you, this one is aimed toward you. I don't think I'm going to do a 3-star one. In fact, if you're watching this and considering 3 stars, they're the same artifacts, right? It's not like there's a separate artifact for 3 stars and 4 stars and 5 stars. You just don't get as much when you are doing lower levels. I would highly recommend you just store these. I believe Kabam has said you can store double what a 5-star costs. That's at least 54,000 dungeon artifacts before they go into your inventory. So don't blow them. In fact, I'm going to be doing a second volume in the next week of 5 more easy tips for people to avoid. 5 mistakes to avoid making in this game. And one that's unique to the past year is to not rush into using your dungeon artifacts, because they're very precious, and the more you save up, the more you'll be thankful you did. In fact, if I was close, because some of you only have like between 10 and 15 5-stars, but maybe more on like the 10s. Let's say you have 8 5-stars. I would save up as many dungeon artifacts as possible, and then the minute I had the ability to get 5-star chaos crystals or 5-star nightmare crystals, I would just get 2 crystals, and you're going to be so thankful that you get 2 5-stars. I don't care if they're the 2 worst 5-stars in the game. You got them for free because of patience. Patience in this game means everything. Okay, so let's start from the top and then kind of go counterclockwise, or I guess technically clockwise. That's counter to what I just said. Okay, so a 4-star chaos crystal contains Captain America Infinity War, amazing. Crossbones, solid. Drax, solid. Groot, not great. Nightcrawler, solid. Deadpool X-Force, not great. Iron Fist, somewhere between solid and not great, even though he might have gotten sort of a silent buff. Some Iron Fist enthusiasts tell me that. Juggernaut, love him Awakened, but in general not great. Punisher 2099, And Howard the Duck is a meme. I love his special too, but he's not somebody you're going to need to go for in a crystal. Basically, in this crystal, I see it as 4-star Captain America or bust. Yes, you've got some solid middle tier options and lower tier options, but I don't think, unless 4-star Captain America Infinity War is the champ that you are targeting in this game, and you know you're going to take him up to rank 5 as a 4-star as soon as you can, I don't think this crystal is worth it at all. Even factoring in the amazing 4-star Captain America Infinity War, I'm going to give this crystal a 2 out of 10 in rating. Stay away from mostly this pile of mediocre trash. All right, so besides the 4-star Chaos Crystal, we have the 4-star Nightmare Crystal. Now this has Gwenpool, amazing. Wolverine, heck yeah. Gamora, very solid, especially because I think the bit rate, or the frame rate as I like to call it, has actually sped up some of her animations, especially her special 2. I've been clipped by it lately, and I don't think it's just because I'm a noob at the game, although that might be part of it. Proxima Midnight, very solid. Guillotine, very solid. Electro, very solid. Spider-Man Classic, still a great champion. Unawakened for attack. Great champion for defense awakened. Doctor Strange used to be amazing, now middle tier, but fine. Yondu and Rocket Raccoon. There is not a terrible champion in this crystal. It is a straight banger and a half. And I'm going to give this thing a 10 out of 10, which I have never given any dungeon crystal. But I just don't see where you can go wrong on this crystal. Worst case scenario, you get Gamora. You can still do damage. You can still wreck people with Gamora. Doctor Strange, you know, there's still usage. If you need a defender, put him on an unblockable special 2 node. You'd be surprised, especially if you also have a couple levels of Mystic Dispersion still at your disposal. But yeah, this one is amazing. And let me tell you, Wolverine with the random drop rates is not easy at all to get in the 4-star crystal. You can go years without pulling Wolverine. So what a great crystal. It's a nightmare for Kabam they made this, which is why it's fitting that it's called the Nightmare Crystal. All right, moving on. The Genesis Crystal. Adam and Eve are in here, right? Haha, that's a Bible joke. Okay, 4-star Corvus Glaive, amazing. Archangel, amazing. Loki, extremely underrated. Mordo, great defender. Black Panther, I enjoy the attacker. Kingpin, Fatty McFatso, used to be looked at as a really, really good champ until people actually pulled him. And now, love his special 3, but, you know, just kind of average, I think, in both regards. Spidey Gwen's mostly a meme, though some people love to play with her. Not great, though. Abomination, very solid on defense, still on some nodes. Vulture, fine. Iron Man Infinity War, great. I'm not going to put this right where we saw the last crystal, but it's pretty darn close. I'm going to put this an 8 out of 10. So we saw 2, a 10, and an 8 so far. We are moving to the evolution of this video, literally, with the evolution crystal. Sentinel, fantastic champion. Angela, fantastic champion. Gambit has gained a lot of respect from the quote-unquote in-game community after being an MVP in the first chapter of the new variant difficulty with that special 1 stun lock. You know what I'm talking about, people. Old Balls Logan, you know, I think I give him a lot of hell just because I feel like he shouldn't be in the game. Like, it just feels like he's one of those characters kind of like Punisher 2099 that if you took out of the game, most people wouldn't even notice. But the region's nice, and some synergies really help him. But at the same time, I wouldn't be excited for you if you pulled him. Thor Jane Foster, underrated, underappreciated, but still not great. Dormammu, good. Joe Fixit, one of the champs. If you got rid of him in the game, no one would notice. Ant-Man, great with synergy, especially Wasp. But other than the synergies, still comes up small, literally. Elektra, fine. Thor Ragnarok, better than average. This one, I just see it, you know, who are you really going for in this? Sentinel and Angela? I don't see it. Sorry, gang. Considering the other options you've got, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. And that's pretty generous, to be honest. I feel like Simon Cowell when I say that, but it's true. 4-star War Crystal. You got Magic, incredible. Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, you know my love. Carnage, so good after the buff. Black Bolt, also better after his buff. Beast, underrated and strangely sometimes good Alliance War defender. Don't ask me why. Bishop, good special 2 defender, but still not the best champ of 2018. She-Hulk, Fiona Shrek deserves a buff, not great. Falcon, not great. Massacre, good, and MODOK, good. Okay, this has mostly good champs, and Magic and Spider-Man Stark Enhanced are 2 of the top 10 champs in the game for sure. I'm going to give this thing another, actually we'll go 7 out of 10 for this. I think between She-Hulk and Falcon, and even Beast and Black Bolt, I mean, those are 4 champions that are, excuse me, yeah, I guess it's 4 champions that you're not going to get super excited about. But, you know, half the crystal, Magic, Spider-Man, Stark Enhanced, Carnage, Massacre, and MODOK are all good. So, you know, 7 out of 10 is still good. I wouldn't go for this over the others unless you really, really needed Magic or Starky, and then you've got a 20% chance to pull them, and that's all the reason you need to go to war with this War Crystal. Now, let's move on to the Death Crystal. We see Hulk, fine. Mephisto, underrated. Venom, good. Captain Marvel, good, especially Awakened. Magneto, not so good. Domino, amazing. Winter Soldier is amazing with the Killmonger synergy. Even as a 4-star, yeah, still pretty good. Agent Venom, underrated, good. War Machine, great, unblockable special 1, but overall not something you're excited about. And OG Iron Man, also, yeah, I guess you could say he's just flat out, he's the worst Iron Man. There's even an Iron Man called Superior. I mean, come on, people. You know, this one's fine. Certainly, Domino is amazing. And certainly, champs like Venom and Captain Marvel and Mephisto are good, as is Agent Venom. But you don't have, like, the best crystals have at least 2 straight bangers. Domino, in my eyes, is by far the best champion in this crystal, but it's not one that I would spend my limited artifacts on. I'm going to go ahead and put this at a 6 to 6.5 out of 10 for the Death Crystal. And, y'all, we're now at the 5 stars. So we have reviewed every 4-star crystal, and I look up and I see that we're between 9 and 10 minutes, and I can hear the people saying, oh, there's Prof, getting another 10-minute video out there. I thought I was pretty efficient, to be honest. I mean, you look up, I was able to talk about, there's 10 champs per crystal. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 60 champs I talked about in 10 minutes. You know? Try it sometime. It's not the easiest thing. It's not the hardest thing. It's just a thing. Either way, we'll put this right under 10 minutes for the haters. And for everybody else who goes for these, just listen to my advice. And that's, if you can and you're on the brink of a 5-star, save for the 5-star. Otherwise, thanks for watching and good luck with your dungeon runs.